Right about now, the motherfucking resistance is gearing up to disrupt
the 5 cock rings of death
in Vancouver. As a prelude to this festival of mischievousness, the Olympic Resistance Network invited radical sports writer Dave Zirin. As a longtime fan of Howard Zinn, Zirin aptly named his book about politics and sports, A People's History of Sports in the United States. Hey Dave, how the fuck are you?
Check 1, 2, Dave Zirin, boom!
Dude, can I have some of what you're drinking? Let me try this again. Dave Zirin, how the fuck are you?
Kicking ass, taking names, doing very well, thank you.
So, what the fuck is your beef with the Olympics?
My beef with the Olympics is that everywhere they go, you see the same 3 things. You see police repression, you see budget-busting graft, and you see hardcore gentrification and displacement. And that's true no matter where the Olympics go. Like, most people know about how this went down in Beijing, but it's not a China issue, it's not a Beijing issue, it's an Olympics issue. It's wherever they go, they make these demands of a given community, and I don't think any community should have to deal with that to host a sporting event.
I heard that you think that the anti-Olympic protests in Vancouver are going to be historic. Just what the fuck do you mean?
It's absolutely historic because every time there has been an Olympics, there has been resistance to that Olympics among the people of a given community. Sometimes huge, sometimes small, sometimes with utterly tragic results like in 1968 in Mexico City. But there has never been a convergence, particularly since 1999 on the sort of Seattle model of saying, let's put the word out and have everybody come here to protest injustice in the broadest sense and bring together different social movements, as the way the Olympics kind of brings together those movements from the opposite side. I mean, the Olympics can promote unity of resistance because the Olympics takes on so many different issues in and of itself. And so that's what makes it historic. Post-Seattle, I mean, there have been, half a dozen Olympic Games, I suppose, or more, like 8, and it's never happened before.
So, should people come and protest the 5 cock rings of death in Vancouver this February?
Absolutely. People should come to the Convergence. If they have any way, shape, or form to come here, they should come to the Convergence. If people are worried about issues like crossing the border, I'm talking to people in the United States right now, or if people are worried about police repression, I want people to keep in mind that Vancouver is also going to be a tourist hub during the games. And so there's also going to be a counter pressure on the police in terms of cracking down. There's going to be a counter pressure at the border to not keep people out because they need people to come to the games for them to be a success. So people should come without fear, particularly if their immigration status is solid, whether in the United States or Canada. Obviously, people who have immigration issues, you always have to be careful at these convergences. But I think anybody who has the means and the will should take the time to come here. Absolutely.
Thanks, Dave. And that about does it for this edition of It's the End of the World. It's been and I feel fine. The following slaves dug deep into their pockets and fed my broadcast some beans. Sarah, Audrey, Aaron, Stephen, Amy, Chase, Philip, Jim, Rodney, Tyler, Kaylee, Michelle, Peter, John, Sabrina, the one and only Nigel, Benjamin, Dan, Noah, Harrison, Joshua, Kareem, Christopher, Dylan, Amber, and the iPod guy, Tom Shackley. To comment on this show, or for links to the motherfucking Olympic resistance, just visit my fucking website, Stimulator.tv. And if you're coming to Vancouver, don't forget your rain gear.
Remember, kids, you can podcast high-quality video of this show at submedia.tv.